Take a deep breath for a moment and listen carefully, because what you are about to hear is not just another motivational message. This moment, right now, may actually be more important than you realize. You didn't just open this video randomly. You didn't just stop scrolling by coincidence. Something inside you paused. Something inside you felt drawn here. And sometimes that quiet feeling inside your heart is the way the universe or God gets your attention. Because there are moments in life when certain messages appear exactly when we need them most. And if you are hearing this right now, there is a reason that may become clear very soon. You see, not everyone will understand this message. Not everyone will feel connected to these words, but the ones who are meant to hear it will feel something deep inside them, a strange sense of recognition, almost like they have been waiting for these words without realizing it. If that is happening to you right now, then this message may truly be meant for you. Because the truth is, some people are born to live ordinary lives. They follow predictable paths. They move through life without ever questioning their purpose. But then there are others, people who feel different from the beginning, people who sense that their life has a deeper meaning, people who experience things more intensely than everyone around them. And if you are one of those people, you may have already noticed something unusual about your journey. Your life has not been simple. Your path has not been smooth. And many times, it probably felt like the universe was testing you. But what if those challenges were never meant to break you? What if they were meant to prepare you? Because throughout history, the people who carried powerful purposes rarely lived easy lives. They faced confusion, they faced rejection, they faced moments where they felt completely alone. And yet, those very struggles were shaping them into the people they were meant to become. Think about your own life for a moment. How many times have you gone through something that made no sense at the time? How many times have you asked yourself, why is this happening to me? Maybe relationships ended suddenly. Maybe opportunities disappeared right when you needed them most. Maybe people you trusted walked away without explanation. At the time, those moments probably felt painful, confusing, even unfair. But sometimes, life removes certain things from our path, not to hurt us, but to redirect us. Because not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay in your life. Some people are temporary, some situations are temporary, and sometimes doors close because a different path is opening, even if you cannot see it yet. And for people who are meant for something bigger, those changes often happen more frequently, because growth requires transformation, and transformation requires letting go of what no longer belongs in your future. So if your life has felt like a series of unexpected changes, it might not be random. It might be preparation. Preparation for a purpose that is slowly unfolding, a purpose that will become clearer as you continue moving forward. But before that purpose reveals itself fully, there is something important you must understand. Because being chosen for something meaningful does not always feel like a blessing at first. Sometimes it feels like a burden. If you look back at your life honestly, you might notice a pattern that separates your experiences from the experiences of most people around you. You may have always felt slightly out of place, not in a negative way, but in a way that made you question where you truly belonged. Maybe you noticed that your thoughts were different. You asked deeper questions.
You searched for meaning in situations where others simply moved on. You sensed emotions more strongly. You noticed details others ignored. And because of that, there were moments when you felt misunderstood. Moments when people around you couldn't relate to the way you saw the world. Sometimes they might have even told you that you were thinking too much. But what if the reason you see things differently is because you were never meant to see the world the same way as everyone else? People who are meant to create change, people who are meant to inspire others, people who are meant to bring light into difficult places, rarely experience life in an ordinary way. Instead, they go through lessons that build emotional strength. They go through situations that develop wisdom. They go through challenges that teach resilience. Because purpose requires preparation, and preparation often looks like struggle before it looks like success. Think about a diamond. Before it becomes something beautiful, it experiences immense pressure. Pressure that shapes it into something rare, something valuable. And sometimes, your life may have felt like that pressure. Moments where everything seemed difficult at the same time. Moments where you questioned whether things would ever get better. But every time you survived those moments, you became stronger, more aware, more capable of handling whatever comes next. And that strength is not accidental. It is part of the process. Because one day, someone else may be facing the same struggles you once faced. Someone else may feel lost, confused, hopeless, and the wisdom you gained from your journey may become the guidance that helps them keep going. That is often how purpose works. It turns pain into power. It turns experience into wisdom, and it turns ordinary people into sources of inspiration for others. But before that transformation fully happens, there is usually a moment when everything starts to shift. A moment when the person who once felt uncertain begins to see their life differently. And that moment may be closer than you think.
Right now, you may still feel like you are in the middle of your journey, like you are still searching for answers, still trying to understand where your life is heading. And that feeling is completely normal, because purpose rarely appears all at once. Instead, it reveals itself step by step, moment by moment, experience by experience. Sometimes, the only thing you are meant to do is keep moving forward, even when you cannot see the full picture yet. But eventually, there comes a turning point, a moment when you suddenly realize how much you have grown. You notice that the things that once scared you no longer have the same power. You notice that the opinions of others no longer control your decisions. You notice that the uncertainty that once made you anxious now feels like possibility. That moment is the beginning of transformation. Because when you stop doubting your path, you start walking it with confidence. And when that confidence appears, opportunities begin to appear as well. New connections, new ideas, new directions. Sometimes they arrive quietly, sometimes they arrive suddenly, but they arrive when you are ready for them. And readiness is not measured by perfection, it is measured by growth, by the lessons you have learned, by the strength you have built through every challenge you overcame. So if your life has been difficult at times, if your journey has felt confusing, if you have spent moments wondering whether your story truly matters, remember this: every meaningful journey includes uncertainty. Every powerful transformation includes struggle, and every person who eventually changes the world in their own way once stood exactly where you are standing right now, unsure, searching,
but moving forward anyway. And that willingness to keep going, even when things feel unclear, is often the very thing that leads someone toward their purpose. So if you feel like your life has been guiding you somewhere, trust that feeling. If you feel like something bigger is waiting for you, do not ignore that instinct. Because sometimes the quiet voice inside you, the voice that tells you there is more to your story, is the same voice that has been guiding you all along. And one day, you may look back at this moment, this exact moment when you heard these words, and realize something surprising. You were never lost. You were simply being led somewhere you could not see yet, and the path ahead of you may be more powerful than anything